Welcome and thank you for watching our presentation. We're Group 5 and today we'll be showing you how our REST API calls work. We create an API that can be consumed by nutritional dieting apps to help people keep track of the foods they consume. The API will allow calls for users to be authenticated and CRUD calls to access data about foods that will include the name of the food and calories. We're currently using Heroku to host our REST API.
The first endpoints we're going to demo for you are authentication endpoints. Users can sign up with a unique email. Our database will check if it's already in there and return an error message if it is already in there. For example, if you try and sign up with this email, which has already been registered, it will return you an error message 422, which is our custom validation. You can turn the message that it's already in there. If we just change it to a unique email and go ahead and make the request again, we should get a success message. 201 user created, as well as the user ID, which can be used later on in other requests. Now that we've signed up, we can go ahead and log in with those same credentials. So our email was person, let's see, try it out. If you try and log in with incorrect password, you will get an error message. Unauthorized, but if we fix the password, we will get a success message as well as a token and the user ID, which again we can use in further requests. The token will be used for our protected routes that require authentication. And you can also see in our database that our user person at byui.edu has been added into our database. Okay, we'll be looking at our food endpoints now.
For the get food route, it will show us a list of all the foods that are available in the database. It will show us the ID, the calories, the name and description of the food. So it will show us everything.
Now for the individual getting of the food, we'll take that ID and we'll be able to identify which food item that the user clicked on. You'll notice that we got Monster Curry, only for the brave. And you'll notice that if we try to add a food, remember we are not authenticated at this time, but if we try to add a food, you'll notice error, unauthorized. So what we'll do is we'll take that token, we'll add it to our header, and then after we have been successfully logged in, we should be able to add a new food. So there we go. I'm going to execute this one more time, and voila, there's your Caesar salad, lots of romaine. If we go back to the database and we refresh, you'll see at the very bottom, Caesar salad. And then we'll be moving on to the delete foods.
With the delete food, we need the ID of the food. In this case, we're going to use the ID for Caesar salad. And now we're going to execute it. And we see a message that says successfully deleted. And now we're going to check on the database. If we refresh, we see that the food was deleted successfully.
If you try to delete a food that you did not create, it will return an error message as well. Because we only wanted users to be able to update and create foods, or update and delete foods that they were the ones that created them.
Now for the following route, it's very similar to the first one. We get the food items, but in this case, we specify the user ID. And we will get the list of foods for that one user. In this case, we're just looking for the ID. And once we input it and execute it, we should get a list of foods for that user. In this case, this user does not have any food items listed on their name. So we will go ahead and add one. We just added one, then we will go ahead and run it again to see if we can get a list. And there we can see the list of food items for that user. The last route is the update or the put route. And in this case, what we do here is that we specify the food item to be edited. In this case, we just put the ID, and then we put some attributes in the JSON data. And once we have what we need, we click execute. And that should make the changes to that food item. And we can see that as well in MongoDB if we want to verify. As you can see there, we have monster muffin. We have 3 monster muffins, which in this case is the last item.
All right, so those are our routes for our REST API for our nutrition application that we've created. If you want to learn more about our routes, you can visit our webpage hosted on Heroku, Nutrition Plan 2022, and test out our routes for yourself. Thank you for watching.